Well, here it is, my little treadle sewing machine. So far, we've got it into the house. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it into view. As you can see, it still needs some TLC to it. Let's see what we can do about stripping it, because it's got some places in here that are bubbling. I don't know if you can see that through the video, but it definitely needs some work. But it's still in pretty good shape for the most part. I mean, there are some veneer pieces that are starting to come off or needs to be replaced, but most of that's on the inside. It looks like it just needs to be refurnished or stripped out and redone. I'm just going to go ahead and lift this up. You can see it's a Mason, it's not a Singer. But apparently the white company is the actual manufacturers of the machine, and then the cabinet is apparently the white, or the Mason. I'm not sure exactly more information. I still need to look that information up. But as you can see, there's some wear on this. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to take and get that fixed without having to re-lacquer everything. And it makes me sad that the ruler has come off places. And then also the decal on this side has been worn off. And some of the decal here has as well. Most of it looks like it's still pretty good. Let's go around this way. And so far the wheel seems to work with the belt on. Not completely. I still need to take it and go in and find out why it's not going all the way around. But we shall see what we can do about fixing it up and start using it on these Edwardian and Victorian garments that I want to work on. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this for just a moment, get this set up, and then I'm going to pull the drawers out and let's see. Because usually these drawers are timepieces, little time capsules, and they do show us lots of different things of the different time periods or the personality, who's used this machine and whatnot. See, I'm not sure the age of the machine yet. There is a serial number on here. I'm not sure if I can get it into focus. There we go. I've tried to look it up and I haven't found anything on it, but there's still more to research. Not just right now, but we'll research it more later. So, like I said, I'm going to place this on hold for just a moment and then get it set up, and then we'll take out the drawers and see what's inside. Okay, looks like we got switched around a little bit. Here we go. Take out one of the drawers. And let's see what we've got here. Looks like this. A set of accessories. Another box of accessories. Looks like we've got all sorts of different buttons. And more buttons in the bottom. I'm not going to try to take all of them out. See the penny reads. Penny reads is a 72. Apparently this was used until at least done. And then these I thought were funny. I don't know if you can see those, but they're old rewards for Betty Crocker to obtain cookbooks and tools and silverware and stainless steel cookware. So that was kind of fun. Let's see what we've got in here. We've got different feet. This I'm going to actually need to keep out so I can actually get into some of it. That's what the actual screwdrivers look like for these. Got a nice little bobbin case as well. It looks like these are definitely going to need some TLC. See if I can get them to work and get all that rust out of there. And just random other feet that are in there. And a different bobbin. This one, we've got in here. That one, I still am trying to debate on what it is, so I'm assuming it is a possibly a buttonhole maker to mark out the slots for the buttonhole. And again, more feet and some change. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that away. And put that one back in. Let's see what we've got in this drawer. So it looks like, I'm not sure what these are. Or it could possibly be coasters or to keep the feet and the carpet from sliding around, maybe. Got the plate, which comes into this part, I think. A pair of scissors and a doily. Looks like I'm going to have to take that out and do some OxyClean to it. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. Some OxyClean, clean that up. And then use it in here. It looks like there might have been, I don't know if we can see here. I'm going to take this out of the catch, sorry. But it looks like, if you look right here, there used to be a lock. The lock would go right in here. And then if you open this up, there'd be another notch. Let's see if I can flip it under. You can see the notch right there. And you could lock these drawers in place. And that might be one of the options that are in the accessories case. So I'll have to take a look at that and see what's in there. I'll put this one back in. Do that. Okay. I'll put you back in. Sorry if I do some jiggling. I'm going to put you on pause a moment so you don't get too seasick while I'm trying to take this out, and we'll get the other drawers out. Okay. So I'm going to pull this other drawer, the top drawer. I don't know if you can see, this is kind of a built-in pincushion. We've got different bobbins in here, some needles, and let's see what else we've got in here. Got some just regular pins and safety pins. It looks like this may have come out of Denver, Colorado-ish. Got some needles, more needles, some different style of scissors. Oh, these are definitely need to be cleaned. Very hard to open. More needles. I'm not sure where this screw comes from. We're gonna have to take and do some research and find out where this baby comes from. Got some different also bobbins in here, crochet hooks. And these crochet hooks are very odd because they have like ends that are tapered on some of them. Or they might have been just broken. Could have been. Maybe. They don't quite match. I'm not really sure. Got more pins, more needles, and then a sewing machine manual that apparently does not belong to this sewing machine. But it does have some great information on how to take in darn. So we'll have to see what the feet are that came with this and see if they actually match with it. So there's that drawer. Put those away. Get the other drawer out. Let's see what we've got here. And inside of here is looks like a homemade spool container. Actually, it's quite nice. You can see some of these spools are quite old. And I don't know if you can see that, but it's been a while since we've had to pay only 29 cents for a spool of thread. And the one on top of the sewing machine, again, only 39 cents. It'd be nice if we could get back to that again. Very nice. So we'll have to see if that thread's still any good. And then, yet again, another pair of scissors. I'm not sure if these are going to be salvageable. We'll have to take a look and see. Take it into one of the sharpener guys here locally and see what they can do. Okay, put the drawers back in. We're going to take a look at some of the lower sets of the hardware. You can still see it still looks pretty good. And then if we put let's see, the wheel spins really well. Looks like it does need some cleaning in it though, but it still works. There's a little bit of a catch right there. I'm going to have to find out where that is from. It definitely needs a new belt. I have to get a new belt on this thing. Take everything off. Give it a good cleaning. Let's see if we can get this little baby to run. Like I said, we can get some Edwardian and Victorian clothes made on such an old fine machine. Okay, so here I am, ready to take the sewing machine portion out of the case. And let's see if we can get it repaired, at least cleaned up. So I think I figured out how to release this particular mechanism. I've been doing it this way, but apparently the latch needs to go this direction. That way, and then maybe. We're going to try this one more time, one-handed, with the phone in the other hand. My stand is in the other room. So we're going to just lift this sucker up. And as you can tell, the underside, I don't know if my phone's going to focus. This isn't too bad. It is going to need some cleaning, get some of that grime off of there. What concerns me is this side. It's pretty dirty looking. As well as the case is really super dirty looking too. So we'll see how that goes. So see, not too super bad. Some of the other videos I've seen are a lot worse than this, so not too bad off. Just more dust and looks like old oil. And the belt, I can finally see the belt. That definitely needs to get replaced. It's not too great looking at all. So we're going to see what we can do about getting this poor thing out of the casing right here. I don't see any nuts or bolts in there. And to try to put the flashlight in there, and I still haven't seen it. So we're going to try it now. I'm going to place you on pause and hopefully get it out. Okay, well, we got it out. It wasn't too bad. It just popped right out without any issue. And so we've got a couple of things that we're going to take and try to get some cleaning done with. So far in the videos I've seen, I'm going to try to attack it. I don't have a manual, like I said, with this. So we'll see what happens. So we're going to try some mineral oil or mineral spirits on the cast iron on the bottom part of the chassis, and then I've got some Restore Finish and the Feed and Wax for the cabinet portion of it, and Brasso and some of the sewing machine oil for the machine itself, and then just tidbits, different size screwdrivers, string. I have no idea how this one completely came off of the core, or just have to cut it and go with it. Q-tips, old toothbrush, cotton, toothpicks, some bristles, and then some things to put some of those liquids in. So we're going to try to see what we can do about taking it off little bit by little bit, because I don't want screws and things like that all over the place or having extra when I'm finished. So we're going to just try a few things at a time and then take the next step. Okay, let's see if we can get this into focus a little more. Okay, so I'm going to take off. I decided to try a couple of things on the first side. Let's see what we can do here. Get this plate off. I don't know if we can zoom in just a little bit. Take a look at, let's see if we can get the phone to behave, the difference. Just in the small portion of all of that enamel work, the paint work on there. It's absolutely beautiful, I think. I'm going to see if I can try to keep that as much as possible. So, I'm going to take a little bit of the Brasso. Let's see if we can just get this cleaned off. It's really super gritty. You can tell it's got a lot of the old oils. Oh, look how dirty that is. Super, super dirty. You can tell on the back end of that, there's a lot of grit. So let's see if we can get some of this done. So we'll take it apart. Plate off. About taking the last owner said that last time they had this serviced or anything else like that was, I think they said 30 years ago. So this is still pretty good for being 30 years of not being serviced. These screws are coming out relatively quickly and easily. I was expecting to have some tapping to do. Doesn't look like I will. Okay. Portion of it undone. Looks like I'm going to need some different screws or screwdriver to get this plate off. Some really super tiny screws. Let's see what I've got here. Some of these may not come out. I think I may have spoken a little too early about it's coming undone quickly. So we can get these off. Okay, so it's going to take me maybe a little bit of time. I might have to go get some solvent in order to get these out. So I'll be back in just a bit then. Okay, well, I've gone ahead and put some WD-40 in some of these little spots where the screws are. They're still not coming undone, so let that sit for a little while longer, and then in the meantime I'm going to just take some of these and put them. It's just a small little bath of rubbing alcohol. Let it sit there for a moment or 5. And then again, let's see what we can do about getting some of these other pieces off because they're not wanting to come off at all. I wonder if we can jimmy this baby out. No, looks like that one's going to be in there until I can get them all out. So in the meantime, let's see what else we can pull apart. On this front section, got I have to try one of these other ones. A lot of junk right there. And then this little one. Take it out. Okay. So some of these screws are going to be a bugger. Take it out. Nope, that one's not coming out either. Okay, so I've tried to get some of those screws out along the top and on the back, and they are not wanting to budge. So I may have to have somebody with more strength than I do to come in and take that off. But in the meantime, we can clean what we can. Sorry, the boys are going to photobomb us, I think, or record bomb us. I think I'm talking to them. So we're just going to see what we can do about cleaning off some of these smaller bits. Some of that grime is just not wanting to come off. Some a little bit more time and maybe a little bit more elbow grease in there. But let's see. I'm just gonna take and do what we can. Some of it is coming off and some of it is not. Looks a lot nicer now. The underside and get that cleaned out. So I'm just going to take and trim this off and see what I can do about getting this cleaned up. I'm not sure you want to sit here for minutes and minutes and minutes watching me just scrub things. So I'm just going to try this and see what we can do. Okay, so I spent a little bit of time cleaning some of this up. I don't know if you can see any of it. This one, I don't know if you can still read it, but it has the patents on here. The last patent is April 10th of 1900. And on the bottom part it says use white FR needles only. So I'm hoping to find some more information on those. I didn't get these really super cleaned up. I mean, I got all the oil off of them and things like that, but they're still not shiny. I might see if I can add some more of the metal cleaner, either that or they're just going to be like that. So we'll see what we can do on those, but these came out a lot nicer than when we took them off. They're starting to look nice and shiny again. There's a lot of scratches on them, I've noticed. But that's okay. I mean, it is an older machine. Whoa, sorry about that. Left that right there. And then, oh, this little tiny piece looks like I'll have to reclean that one. And then also the presser lever. That looks a lot nicer. So that is going to be it for me tonight. I'm going to do some more research and see if I can figure out how to get all these knobs off and the rest of the screws. Let's see if we can clean out some of this other part of it because there's still a lot of gunk on this as well. Alright, so let's try that tomorrow. Good night. Okay, so I have taken apart the nose piece, as you can see, clean it up a little bit. There's still some grime in there and things like that, but that stuff I cannot remove. Let's see, maybe if I can get a little bit more out of there, but it looks a lot cleaner than it did before. And then the next thing I wanted to show you, if I can take this out, is the part of, there we go. Underneath here is really super dirty. and can't. I think I have to. Whoa, maybe to see how to take and release the bobbin case. I'm not sure how to do that as of yet, but this part is, as you can see, it's really dirty. Looks like this part just needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but this part is really dusty, and we'll take a couple of moments and get that cleaned up. Take a brush to it and clean that out. So you can see it's just a big huge mess. So I'm going to take and turn this off and see if maybe I can get some canned air in there, get this cleaned up, and we'll just take the next step. Hopefully we can get towards the back end and have this baby running. I did order some replacement belts, so we'll see when they get here. Some people are saying it's about a month or so out to get them due to the pandemic and who or what type of things can get to you first through, well, Amazon. They ordered mine through eBay, so we'll see if they get here sooner. We'll take that next step. Well, here we have it. It is finally cleaned. I do apologize. Some of the cleaning I did not tape or record. It just was too much to work on and try to keep it recording at the same time. Sorry, my phone's trying to take in. And do its own audio or auto focusing. Just give me a second and we'll turn it around. From the top view. I am still cleaning some of the dust and the gunk off. It doesn't seem like I'm going to get it completely gone. I've been trying, but it looks like this is going to be an ongoing cleaning session. There we are. And then here's the back. And then give me a second and I'll show you the underneath. Okay, and now here's the underneath, and you can see it's a lot better looking than it had been before. Getting some of the gunk off. Some of the internal down the chimney, down the stack. I'm going to have to take it and eventually tear this apart when I feel more comfortable with it and clean that up a lot better. I wasn't able to pull that all out. I'm not sure at this point how comfortable I'm going to be. But I figure once I get a little bit used to the machine, then I can start tearing it apart and ripping out that portion of it. I tried to get it cleaned up the best that I could with just alcohol and Q-tips. And we went through a lot just for the little bit that I was able to clean up. So we'll see how that goes here in a couple of months. Might have to take and video record that portion of it when I do decide to tear it apart. I'll definitely make a video of it tearing apart, cleaning it, maybe not all cleaning like we did with this one, but definitely a portion of it, and then put it back together again. Okay, at this moment I'm going to apologize for the state of my front room. I am in the middle of overhauling during this period of stay at home, and I have not quite gotten to finding a place to move the rest of the stuff. So my front room's kind of been the holding spot until one of the thrift stores can open up. But back to the original issue at hand is the sewing cabinet. Now, I pulled this out on my front porch and cleaned it up. And about halfway through, I realized that I had forgotten to pull some video on it. I apologize about that. But here it is. I think I ended up with the wrong restore. Actually, I know I did. The restore finish I used was a golden oak. And I'm going to have to definitely redo that and get a darker finish for this and redo that. But I did. Oh, we have a catch. Please hold. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I'm going to take and tear this out here just a little bit because I do have a replacement for it. It's in the other room. So we're going to replace this here shortly, put the sewing machine back in and see how well it starts to run. I'm going to have to definitely clean up the bottom a little more. But I gave it a coat of golden oak restore. And then some wax, some beeswax. Feed, wax and feed. But look how well the doors turned out. Just look how beautiful. And then this beauty right here. There we go. So I still need to do some work on this. Definitely get a darker finish and then try it again and see if I can make this a little darker and definitely get out some of these spots here and here. But I'm definitely going to have to buff some of this out because this is the wax still left on it. But it is looking a lot better than it did previously. Now as for the bottom, I still have yet to work on that. I tried doing a little bit of mineral spirits on it, but then I got to the point where the lighting last week started disappearing on me. And so I haven't gotten to it at all this week. So I may go out and pull it out on the porch here in a couple of hours. Or even tomorrow. And see if I can get this cleaned up. The portion of it. And get some wax, or the belt definitely fixed. And then possibly some grease inside the places that need grease. And hopefully soon we'll have this baby back up and functioning. We'll start using it, because the first thing I'd like to start out with is getting some underwear done and then on to the corsets. So I'm going to leave this right here. Okay, so here we have the machine in its case, or in the cabinet. Now I did put on the older, or the original, well, to me, original belt. I just wanted to see if it would actually work, and it has been working so far. But I do have a couple of extra belts. I'm not sure of the length exactly, but these are 71s just in case, because I can always cut them and then make them into the right size if it becomes necessary. So here we have it. And see if we can get this thing going, because it was working just a minute ago. Maybe. So it looks looks like it's working pretty well. There's not a catch like it had previously. Again, I'm still going to have to take and learn how to take and use a pedal machine. And then also, I'm going to have to learn how to thread this baby. Because it's going to be a little bit different. I'm not sure, because I can't find there's no manual that I can find for the Mason. But it's similar to the white. Even though the dial is different, this is more of a lever, where the other one is more of a like a turn type of a screw. And I'm assuming this is so loose and tighten. And here, so I'm assuming that this is the tension, and this one I'm still figuring out, but I'm going to assume at this point in time that it is going to be the stitch length. Again, we'll have to take and play with this a little bit and see where we're going with it, and then take the next step. We'll have to get a spool in here and get it threaded up and get some fabric, and we'll see how this starts working. Okay, so we finally figured out how to thread the machine as well as the bobbin. It took a little bit of time and a couple of YouTube videos, but it looks like we are now in business. So we are going to try to set this up. Now I found that I am still having some issues figuring out how the wheel turns and how it is going to sew. According to white, it's opposite of Singer, and it goes the direction opposite. I'm used to my mundane electric machine, so this is going to be a little bit of time to figure out how the wheel works and the way it's supposed to take and start the machine, rather than just putting the presser foot on and it electrically go. I found that the opposite direction doesn't catch the under thread, the bobbin thread, and so it'll just sit there and spin and not take the thread pickup at all. I did find that the tension is the one on the top, and we had to fix the feed dogs underneath. Apparently when I put it together, I didn't put the feed dogs in tall enough, so it wasn't picking up and going like it should. So here we go, and we'll see if this works. We can get it to go again. Let's see if it's going backwards and not going anywhere. So this is not going to have a back stitch. This is going to be interesting. I'll have to take and figure out how to finish my seams. But if you take a look, I love this little feature. It has a cutter automatically involved. Now this I have as a 3, and the back I have it at about a 3 as well. But I don't know if you can see, if it's going to focus. I should have probably did it on a darker color, but it does make, looks like it will work. So I'm going to have to take and do some more practicing on this, but it looks like it is going to be the start of making some Victorian and Edwardian clothing via a treadle sewing machine.